All right, Dave. Hi. Can you hear me okay? Thank you, brother. Joining me. Is audio okay? Thank you, brother. Testing 1, 2. Testing, testing. Thank you. The audio is okay. Thank you. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Heavenly Father, Earthly Mother, Divine Mother, Father, Mother, Creator, Father, God. Thank you for this opportunity. I got another day. That means another opportunity to be a light while I'm in this reality, and I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier, man. Really. Thank you for joining me. My channel is for like-minded brethren who subscribe, who have the ability to subscribe to the OAHSPE Bible. They're called Faithists. Welcome to my channel. And even for brethren who are just maybe you're spiritual in nature, welcome to my channel. I'm a brother who is a faithist. I believe in the Creator. I think that there's no force in the world that can stand up to the Creator. I think there's no lie that can stand up to His word. That's why I love to share it. I love to do my program where He says, as long as you're sincere, as long as you're for real, as long as you want to do the best you can, you want to be honest, you want to be faithful, you want to follow, you want to empathize and serve your brethren. If you really are for real, then He'll give you a chance. He'll let you do it. And I can't see no better benefit. I just don't see any better thing for a man to do than to try to take your life and be a benefit to somebody else. I don't see how it's any good to just, you live all your whole life and you're not a benefit to anybody. Matter of fact, you need people to hold you up, to sustain you. I don't see any value in that whatsoever. The Creator says if you want to live the highest way that a man can live, if you want the highest blessing that a man can get, then follow after Him. And then He'll give you the knowledge, the yashars of your life, the guardians. They will work and protect you and help you to walk that road. So it's not a popular road in this reality. Spirituality, it don't really grab anybody. It don't really, it's not popular. It's not sexy. It's not controversial. Everybody thinks they know it, and they can just do it whenever they feel. But a faithist is a brother and sister. They've seen the world. They've been around the block. There's nothing the world can do to entice them. They know that in order to live their highest, they need other people, like-minded brethren, to feel the same way. That's the only thing. I mean, I remember somebody telling me about somebody. What did he was talking about some woman. And I think he said the only problem with her is she wants to She wants to die rich. Now it sounded good, but what he meant was she didn't want to live because she was busy saving up all her money so that she didn't live because she didn't want to spend it. So he said she wanted to die rich. And man, that's not living according to the Creator. It's not living according to the Creator. He wants you to spend it while you got the opportunity. Spend it, and basically from the Creator's point of view, if you can bless somebody, then that's living right there. That's really living, man. The OAHSPE. So if that's not your vibration, Elijah, brother, good to see you. All right. So that's what this channel is all about. I don't deal with a lot of, like the world attacking other people, getting off on other people's problems and troubles. And, I used to be that way where my program, I would get off on people who had problems and, because it feels good when you talk about people and the trouble they in. You're not in it, see. They're in trouble. And people get off on that. I don't want to sound, negative, but that ain't the Creator. That ain't the kingdom of God. He don't root for people who are already down. He don't get a kick out of these people are his sons and daughters. You got to get over that fact, man. Everywhere you look, you see people, they got life in them. That means they got the Creator in them. You can't get around it. They're brothers and sisters. They just look different. We got to we're stuck, man. We're stuck. We are stuck. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. We're stuck on being divided from one another. And I'm even talking about faithists too. We stand a chance of dividing from one another too. We stand a chance of becoming like our own team. Really, even with the faithists, that's what I'm kind of beginning to see. I'm kind of to feel that. I hope I'm wrong, man. Now I usually go with the acknowledge the angels. What I've been doing is I've just been scrolling it. I'll scroll it because I don't do videos on the weekend and Wednesdays, so they don't give me an opportunity to acknowledge all of them. So what I'll do is I'll scroll the screen and then let you, I don't know what day people keep the Sabbath on. I tend to look at the moon and, that's, and the new day of the year, which is the new day for, according to I don't know if I can really say the OAHSPE. I look at it as the first day of the new year, which is according to the new moon and according to what the Bible, I think it's the Bible that says the beginning of the new year is. And that's always been like, I think first new moon in the month of Bib, which is March. And then you count 7 days, that brings you to your Sabbath. But people do it differently. And really, I just like to, from what I see, it don't really matter what day you even keep the Sabbath. The moon cycles are important because they represent that when the angels change watch. But there are certain brethren, who they really like a system of doing things and a bit of tradition. And so I get it. So I'm just saying here, it's a good thing to acknowledge the angels, and get in that habit. Let me do something with the screen here before I get going real good here. Let me do something with the screen to where I can see the chat better. So let me do something with the screen here because I want to see the chat and I don't want to miss anybody saying something. All right. So anyway, again, I like to just try to acknowledge the angels, not to worship them, but they are here. They're like the Ashards, the ASAPs. They work on our behalf. We can't see them. And I think that you get in that spirit of Thanksgiving, you're home free, man. You're home free. Get in that spirit. It seems like when you read the OAHSPE, it's the creator. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. It's like, I'm sorry, man, but I get enthusiastic. It's the only thing that makes me, the overstanding that the creator gives me, it blesses my soul. I'm not trying to say I know everything. I don't want to come across like that. This channel here, I'm basically trying to get you, brethren, to come on and talk and share. And I envision like this channel where at some point a whole bunch of people come on and they talk about something that they read, the OAHSPE, it blessed them, or they get a testimony, or they just use my channel to talk to other brethren and to build up and encourage other brethren. And we're faithists, and we need, brethren, we need to fellowship and talk to one another. My dream is to get this channel, to get brethren to do that. That's why I bought this software. We're pretty much scattered and separated. We ain't got nobody to share with, talk to, and until the kingdom come, man. And our reality, the next harvest is 2049, and I don't think that the manifest kingdom on earth is going to come before then. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see. Recently, we've been talking about a community, man. It's in a dream stage right now. Maybe we get some brethren together, man. We buy some property, and then we pool our resources and we start having communication amongst ourselves about how we go down that road, get started, maybe build a community and start off with 4 or 5 brethren, families who have been faithists for a few years. And then all you got to do is just get the thing started. That's all we got to do. We get some brethren together. We have some conferences, and we have an agenda. We buy some property, and then we start to build on it. And then we start with a certain number of family of brethren, those who are willing to live together in a certain area. And then, because everything has a beginning, man. And I don't see where the creator forbids it. We know that the kingdom is going to come already. I believe I've read where he's going to what's a good word for decrease? He's going to decrease the number of Druges, Uzians. From what I understand, he's going to decrease their number. Decrease their number, because that's what's giving us a foul smell right now. We got a foul smell on us, in the sense that we're greatly, this talk about this kingdom, the kingdom of men, and we got a foul smell on us because we've been overrun by the Druges, the Uzians. I say that because you look at the world. It's like, man, this ain't living. When you got people, I'm sorry, man. I'm geopolitical in heart. I look at the world, man. I'm telling you, I look at the world, and so I could learn a lesson. We ain't living. When you got people, I'm scrolling too fast there. I wanted to stretch the screen a little bit. When you got people, and what's in the news nowadays, right? You brethren know what's in the news. What happened over in Rafah, that's still in the news. Children getting their heads blown off. I hate to sound vulgar, man. People just dying like it's going out of style. Not dying, they getting killed. That's going on the earth right now. These are people with the Spirit of God in them. These people got life in them, man. They got the Creator in them. They get bombed to hell like it ain't nothing. by people who got the Creator in them. See there? We can't go on like this, and we're not going to go on like this. And well, look at here. We got Asenath in the room. Young lady, where have you been? You're going to get detention. I'm going to think about it during the video. I might give you detention. You might have to go. You've been absent, young woman. I think I might give you detention. I'm gonna see what Dave says, and it's it's good to see you, sis. It's good to see you. I hope you're over that. I think you weren't feeling too good or something. You couldn't come on, but it's good to see you. Anyway, we can't go on like that. We know, from what I understand, the Creator, I read somewhere where we're in Cosmic era right now. We know the kingdom's going to come. And what that means, what I didn't know beforehand is the Creator is going to decrease the number of Uzians and Druges. He's going to decrease them, from what I understand. Now, I want to point something out, a thought I had real quick, want to share with you, brethren. I've been doing videos on the OAHSPE law, the Uhuan Mazdian law. Today, I'm doing the Zarathustrian law. And a good way to understand it is like you got the OAHSPE law. And that's basically the outline. That's basically like the template that the Creator, that he gives you. And it's basically where he has decreed that all spirits elevate. All spirits are going to elevate. All living life, people, human, at some point, we all must elevate. We are going to elevate. That's a law. He commands it. Everybody, the OAHSPE law, or Mazdian law, now the Ahua Mazdian law, which is the video I did yesterday. Now, you brother, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not saying, I don't claim to know it all, man. That's why I love this channel. Maybe you brethren, some of you not comfortable coming on right now, giving your opinion, but that'll pass. And this will be the type of channel where all kinds of brethren are going to be coming on and giving their opinion. See, the Creator, it's like he says, you're not wrong. He says that, that's the beautiful thing, The only thing that really matters is we can be sincerely wrong, but he wants you to be full of sincerity and truth. Full of sincerity and truth. And then if we stay in that mindset, it's going to, the agreed upon interpretation, it's going to come out. And then we're all going to come under a blessing. That's one of the reasons why I have the different links in the description box. Those are different brethren who you may like their flavor better than mine. That's why I post their links, their way of sharing things, their knowledge. Brethren have different types of knowledge, and it's all for your benefit so that you'll stay on this road, because the pull of the world is very strong. And let me say something. Can I say something real quick, man? I read something. I came across an article. I was surfing the web. Man, let me say something. And I know the world would agree with me. Man, if you got a girlfriend or if you got a boyfriend, man, please don't get jealous and kill them. Please don't do that, man. Don't figure it out. Work it out, man. Don't leave the children to be orphans. Can you please find a way to work it out? I read a story, and it'll hurt you, man. You know, the way people, they can be with one another. Young couple, you know, the girl split up with him. You know, it was one of them deals where your woman split up with you, your man will split up with you, so that they can immediately start seeing somebody else. So the girl broke up with the dude, and then immediately she had somebody else like 3 days later. You know how it goes in this reality. Had a young daughter. New dude came over. The dude had the jealous boyfriend had planted a device underneath the couch. You know, they got all kinds of stuff nowadays. You know what I mean? Where you can spy on people. The dude left it, the ex-boyfriend, he left it under the couch, right? And he heard the new boyfriend over there. Now, they had broken up 3 days, right? And so he went and got a gun and killed both of them. Went and killed both of them. Left a little daughter, left her hanging. He's in jail. Mom is gone. Man, don't do that. Don't do that, man. You know, you're going to get over it. You're going to get over her. She's going to get over you. If you're going to break up, man, give it a little time. You know, let both of you separate for 6 months where you're not going to see anybody else, at least. Give it 6 months. You might even get back together. Give it 6 months, man. You know, if you can stretch it to a year, but that's highly unlikely. Agree to separate. You're not going to see nobody else. Don't give in to the passions of the body. Now, me, the good thing was, the Creator, he prevented me. I lucked out, you know. I lucked out. The girl I asked to go to the prom, she told me no for a guy that looked like a bullfrog. You want him over me? Okay, see, that wasn't right. But I'm trying to be facetious, but trying to be funny. But the Creator, in a sense, I believe he spared me from myself because, you know, I don't think that I would make good decisions when it comes to well, you know what I mean? I was pretty, you know, I didn't have a lot of girlfriends growing up, and so it was cool with me. You know, it was just something I just dealt with. But then there are people who they go from one to another. Okay, I'm just talking because I read that article, and a lot of people go through that. The Creator, I think that he delivered a lot of us from those type of situations where you can get into some real trouble with people. We're not under the OAHSPE law. We're not under the OAHSPE law. We're not under the ZARATHUSTRIAN law. That's why we needed the OAHSPE. We're way off the mark, man. Way away from the mark. The OAHSPE law is to let us know, because we are reading the heavenly spiritual records. When we look at the OAHSPE Bible, that's what we're doing. The Creator said he was going to let it happen, and now he's doing it. He's letting us read the library records of the heaven. We see that we're not under OAHSPE. We don't have a system of God. We're not in a reality where we're under the OAHSPE law, meaning people who are dedicated to elevating in their spirit. You can only do that by learning about the Creator. If you don't want to follow the Creator, we cannot stay on the right road. Until now, he let us get involved with deity worship and idolatry because all he allowed us to have was the Bible. That's all we knew. You know, the false gods, they gave it preeminence among the other spiritual works, at least here in the Western Hemisphere. So we subscribe to it. You know, Oh shoot, I messed up. I meant to feature Asenath's comment there. But what the Creator did is He let us see that we need the Ramadian law and we need the Zarathustrian law. The Kabbalist witchcraft is strong on people. That's why they kill each other. Is that what it is? I don't know what Kabbalist is. I know it's something esoteric. I know it's something Madonna she was looking into. That tells me it was something wicked right there with her. I know that it seems to be a way for people to have power over one another. And I know that I know that world exists. I seen that world exist, the spiritual wickedness, because I started going down that path, putting curses on people and seeing them come to pass. I seen it with my own eyes, and that's what got me away from it. Those spirits are for real, man. You can get some real trouble messing around with that stuff. I'm telling you right now, man. You play around with spirits, you better watch it, man. You know that? But we got to learn the hard way. The OAHSPE law, the Ahua or OAHSPE law. Today we're going to look at the Zarathustrian law, where basically, to give you a summary, maybe you brethren can't hang around, but like you have a book, and then you have like the foreword to give you the flavor of the whole book. That's the OAHSPE law. Let's say like it's the title of the book, the OAHSPE law, and then you got the Ahua or OAHSPE law, which is like chapter. Go to this chapter, read about this or that, and then today's subject, Zarathustrian. That's like the subtitle. The more detailed breakdown of specifics about our life and what we can do. That's all it is, pretty much, basically. It's neat and orderly. The Creator is neat and orderly. The OAHSPE law, the Ahua or OAHSPE law, which is like we're going to elevate as a people, as a unit. It teaches us to be together. It teaches our minds to look at people differently. Don't make divisions. Don't look at their color. Love your brother. Empathize with your brother. That's what feels better. It feels good, man. If you bless a brother, if you do something and it make them, it feels good. That's foreign to this reality. We like it when I'm telling you. And the Creator said, if the eating of meat, flesh, it make it hard on you to hear spiritual things. Now, I'm going to share a story. I'm going to share something that happened to me a couple days ago, right? I had my brother on the phone with me, and we were talking. I had ordered some food, right? I had ordered some Vietnamese food. And by mistake, I went out to get my order because the computer said your order is approaching your, DoorDash, right? So I went out to get my order. Right at the time, another order for somebody else showed up, and I didn't know that it was for somebody else. And I went out, and he handed it to me, right? And then I said, "Is this mine?" And he said, "Yeah." And he said, "Who are you?" I said, "Curtis." So, I have to use the slave name in order when I have to do business. You know what I mean? So he said, I must have sounded somehow like the person that it was meant for. So he gave it to me. And I said, you sure this mine? And he said, yeah. And then another guy said, here's your order, right? Now that looked like mine. It looked like mine. I said, so this is from the Vietnamese, right? He said, yeah. And then the other guy, I said, to the other guy that gave me the wrong order, I said, well, I did order 2 sandwiches, so maybe Anyway, I took it back inside, right? And one order was 2 cheeseburgers and some French fries. Now, I've only just recently stopped eating meat, but I want to share this with you, just to be on the up and up with you. I was going to eat that. I was going to eat them cheeseburgers with gusto. I was going to eat it. I ordered 2 sandwiches, but they were made of what's that? What is it? Is plant food. It was plant food. And I couldn't, I didn't know right off the bat, but I was going, I didn't really know. I mean, they make it to where it's hard to tell the difference whether it's plant food or real or meat, right? But my spirit was saying, I think those are cheeseburgers. And my mind said, well, I'm going to eat them anyway. I'm going to kill them because I stopped eating meat and the smell of them was just driving me nuts, man. And French fries were there. And then right when I was staring at them, I had them on my table, ready to dig into them. And then my neighbor showed up. He said, did they give you my order? And I said, oh, yeah, they're on the table over there. They're on the table over there, man. I asked him if this was mine. He said, yeah, so there was a mix up. But man, I wasn't strong in the face of them cheeseburgers at all. I've only just started being vegetarian. Only just started in January, and it ain't easy, man. Let me say that. And I don't look down on people who can't break that habit. I don't look down on you, man. Yeah, Ace and F. That's what food is turning into. Soylent Green, man. Human, you in the food. But Soylent Green is that movie from the 70s, I think. Charlton Heston. Very futuristic. But I was going to kill them cheeseburgers. I was going to kill them, man, with gusto. And I think I was getting tested, and then the neighbor showed up and rescued him because it was his order. But I'm saying that a couple things, when the Creator says He commands that we become herbivorous. He said He commands men. Do you know that? You fake this? He said, because the eating of meat, it makes it hard for you to hear spiritually. He said, it makes it hard for you to hear spiritually. His voice. And if you can't hear the OAHSPE law or the OAHSPE law or the ZARATHUSTRIAN law that I'm going to read today, a lot of it is attributed to the eating of flesh. And the smell of those cheeseburgers, it turned me into I don't know how to describe. You know how it is when you smell something that smells so good and you start lusting after it. You know what I mean? And we are called to have, it's like, it causes you to desire, I don't know how to explain it. It makes you, when, your senses take over and you turn off your proper discernment. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I got tested. I failed. The neighbor came down before I sunk my teeth into it. And I looked at it immediately. I was getting tested as to whether I was strong enough to. And so as long as it's not in my face like that, I believe I'll be all right. I'm barely able to pass up fast food. You see them on the road. And, Burger King's they got some type of plant burger. It's called the Impossible Whopper. I've been kind of using that as like where they give you a form of a drug, and when you're trying to beat something, beat a habit, they give you what is it? They give you something, it's not a placebo, but you know what I mean, to help you deal with your withdrawal symptoms. You know, uh, you see, ASAP says, "You will. It took me a long time." I know what you mean, sister. I've been off of it since January. It's been pretty cool, you know. As long as you don't put it in my face right away like that. Just get it out of your, here's a food ministry that trying to target orphans and disabled and elderly. You can contact me in a room I have on Facebook. I'm going to scroll the room in Facebook too, so you can check out the things I've been sharing while I'm doing my monologue. So, but, I just want to say, man, we're faithists, and that don't mean we're perfect, man. We got, we don't just waltz into the, as we try to elevate. I was going to eat them cheeseburgers with gusto, man. And the neighbor, he said, "Did they give you my order?" And I knew right away. I said, "Yep, I was getting tested, and I failed." And so I'm in the embryonic stages of, as long as as long as it ain't in my face, there's enough out there to where you can't follow the vegetarian life. And they got stuff where they got these things at the store where you can, they're plant food, and they shape them like wieners and hot dogs. And I'm telling you, man, it's very similar, to actual flesh. But, I think that somehow, if the creators say, "Hey, I want you to be herbivorous, I don't want you to be carnivorous," then it only will hurt you to prevent you from hearing the creator's voice. And so we're a nation of people who we've been conditioned to, certain habits are really, really hard to break. But hey, Yafa, peace, love, light, and cosmin to you. I like that. Peace, love, light, and cosmin. All right, to you too. Thank you for joining us. We just having a little discussion right now. I was trying to beg, brethren, young lovers, I read a story, man, and it was a blow. The dude, he got jealous. And yeah, it is. For a lot of people. But I was a champion meat eater. So if I can do it, I know anybody can do it. I'm just scrolling my room right now as I'm doing my monologue. But I was reading an article and a lot of guys and brothers and sisters, they I read the article, and the brother, the guy, he killed his ex and the guy that she started seeing. You know how young couples do it? They break up with each other so that they can see somebody else right away. So they give themselves an excuse. And I read that article, and they were broke up like 3 days. And then he went and killed that dude. He had placed a listening device under her couch. He heard him, and he came over, man. And now they got a daughter, and she's an orphan. You see? And matter of fact, I think I had even put up some articles where men and women, one had killed the other because they were jealous. Desire. And then I got off into the eating of meat, and I saw the strong desire that I was under when it was right in front of my face after I decided to stop eating meat. But when it was right in my face, I felt strong desire to rise up to eat it. And I was being tested and I failed. So it was like a lesson the Creator was teaching me. But anyway, the things that we talk about here in this room, you brethren got to know, it ain't easy to receive it. From what I could see, it ain't easy to receive it, man. You know. Yeah, you too, Yaka. You know, I mean, I trust that that we can break them type of addictions. I think that the Creator, he say that he calls us either ripe or unripe fruit. Ripe or unripe fruit. So hopefully something will catch your attention that I'm scrolling here. I'm deciding to scroll the room now as I do the monologue. You might, something may catch you. You may, the Creator, the Word, man. I mean, what I'm going to read today, I was given a little summary of the last couple of videos that I did on the laws that we are under, and I tell you, you get a good understanding of the laws, and it will help you see the world that we live in as well. When you understand the laws, you see more clearly the darkness that we are under. You see it pretty clearly, man. Not that you want to see it, but you do. The whole point is to walk that road that we are on, to walk that road, man, and deep water on one side and fire on the left. That's how the Bible describes it, and that's true. We want to walk that road, man, and to do it, it requires a lot of remembering what's, the distractions, the stumbling blocks, and, give thanks to the Creator that He's given us the libraries of heaven so that we can be minded, we can keep focus. I don't want to go back into I don't want no more part of the world at all, man. I'm glad I've been beat up in life to where I don't want no more of that smoke at all, man. Relationships that are toxic, the carnal man dealing with I'm glad that I've been beat up pretty good to where, it's too bad it had to happen that way, but it's not how you begin, it's how you finish. So anyway, here's my room. Some of the things that I like to try to share in the room. I usually at this time do the metaphysical reading, but I haven't gotten anything from my sister so far. So when she gives me things to read, then I go ahead and share it, but I haven't gotten anything so far. So anyway, just to give you an idea of my room, where you click on the link or copy and paste it. I think you have to copy and paste it. I'm not sure. It's not a clickable link. I thought it was, but I don't think it is. And you can share, and it's just the objective is to try to give you something to think about during the workday. That's the important thing. Your mind, being able to focus your mind on things above instead of things that what we are dealing with. So, my approach to the OAHSPE right now is very individualistic. It's not on a macro level yet. I mean, it kind of is, but mostly I like to point to how we are getting dealt with individually by the Creator. So if we see ourselves, then if we see ourselves pretty good, then we can get a good idea. We have good discernment. We can. For me, it's like I've gotten a little pattern. I've got a little mojo to where I can check myself every day, and you need people to do that so you can learn a lesson, man. You can learn a lesson, hopefully to help you appreciate that the agenda for us is we got to elevate in our spirit. I do believe that the Creator, He gives us something to avoid. I do, in my heart, I'm sorry, but I believe that I don't want to wake up and say, well, the angels say to me, Yaquab, you were supposed to be way up there in glory. Your life would have been like this, that, and that. All your companions would have been former Miss Worlds. But you wasted it, man. You didn't really see any value in spiritual things, so you're gonna have to you see that place over there, where there's I digress. You get, let's just say undesirable place as compared to where you would have been. I believe that's spirituality right there. I believe that's the Creator. I believe I can prove that reading, especially that account of the soul that passed on, and then the angels came to him out of the corners of the world. The false angels, the demons, they come from the corners. Oh, here's a word I haven't shared, I don't think. Arba, metaphysical word. Even if I have shared it, let me do it anyway. Because, Kiriath Arbor, I did share this word. Well, can't hurt to do it again. I had to close the blinds. Got too much glare. Hold on a second. Close the blinds. All right, that's a lot better. Now I can read it. All right, here's a metaphysical word. I can do this before the reading. It's called Arba. The definition is a giant, great strength, a cube. 4. Arba is the name of the number 4. Symbol of great strength and stability, characterized in the square and the cube. Historically, it was the father of Anak. It was the father of Anak in Joshua 15:13. Now, the name of Hebron before times was Kiriath Arbor. All right. Arbor was the greatest man among the Anakim. Joshua 14:15. Hebron, he became the inheritance of Caleb because that he wholly followed Jehovah, the God of Israel. Now, the metaphysical understanding is the reasoning of the sense mind in man. The reasoning of the sense mind in man, which attributes power and reality to the outer form world instead of knowing that all power and reality exists in the spirit, the uniformed ideas of one mind. Sense reasoning, which is based on sense observations, is very firmly established in the spiritually unawakened individual, and it has its place in action in Hebron, the seat of conscious thought. This line of reasoning can be overcome only by that which Caleb, the faithful Israelite, signifies. Spiritual faith, truth is first perceived and accepted by faith, then becomes the basis of one's conscious thinking, which is Hebron. So it's like we're in Hebron, we're sitting in Hebron, we're kind of situated and kind of stuck, I think, from the understanding I get. But the Arba type of our understanding, eventually we overcome, we begin to form the outer world according to what our inner world, so to speak. In other words, we change our circumstances because we believe in the inner world of the spirit that we believe. I love it, man. I love it, that, in other words, to make it, our faith turns to sight. We make our faith turn to sight. First, we believe it, and then it manifests. Hey, spirit led, never seen you before, but welcome. Welcome to the room. So, metaphysically, these metaphysical words are out of sight, man. Out of sight because they glorify the Creator. See, We need all the help we can get, man. If we're going to be spiritual, you know, if we're going to be, we need all the help we can get. If you seriously minded about spirituality and the Creator, I mean, you to me, it's just too amazing. It's too amazing. We need, only way we can see the darkness is through the light of the Word. That's the only way we can get up, we can make it. That's the power of the Word right there. All right, now I got the link in case any brother or sister wants to come in. I can't see, the way I got the screen, I can't see if you're backstage. So you got to tell me in the chat, I want to come in, and then I'll look for you. And I can bring you into the, I want to get it to where if you want to talk about anything, faith wise, OAHSPE wise, or you want to share or testify of something that Creator's shown you, anything that may glorify the Creator, I encourage you to click on the link, come in the room and share it with everybody else, whatever will encourage somebody else. You see, ASAP says that's what Kabbalah is, to bring heaven to earth. Okay, that's cool. But I wonder if it's been corrupted. You know what I mean? Because I think that some people, they look at esoteric things, so they look for power over people or power over, riches, finances. You know what I mean? I think that's why the Creator, he withholds certain types of knowledge, because we are always looking for something that will give us power over people. We always, that's mankind for you. You got the false gods that are giving that knowledge to certain people. And you see you see the situation we in. You see the situation we in. It's corrupted now, ASAP. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Let's see. Let me share something with y'all real quick about what the Creator say about us. I think y'all gonna like this. Look what he say about us. And you know what? I may have clicked off of it. How do you like that, man? I really wanted to save that one. And I think I clicked off of it. Let me see. I got to see if I can find that, man. Nope, I think I clicked off of it. It was a footnote. I might have put it in the room. Let me see if I can find it in the room. I'm probably not going to be able to find it. Oh, man, I could kick myself. It was a footnote that I read in the OAHSPE where it said that the Creator, he gives us a type of understanding. He gives it to you, brother. Let me see if I can find it. Hopefully it would be beautiful to share that, man. It'll really bless your soul if I can find it. Now, let me okay. I hope that I shared it. It said that the Creator, the way he makes you faithless, he makes you so that you don't need nobody else's testimony to know the truth. How about that? The way he said he made us, he said that he said he made us so that we don't need nobody. It's just like the Bible said. We don't have need that any man teach us about what's right. Because the Creator said he comes to you and he'll show you what's right, and you'll know it's right because it's going to resonate with you, and can't nobody corrupt that if you will just listen to him. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to find it. Man, I could kick myself over that one. He said that the way he made us, he gives us the ability to where we can hear things and we might not even be able to defend it. but it'll be righteousness. He said he made some of us that way. See, because we live in a reality where people, they can argue their point. They can argue it to a point where you might not be able to answer it. But see, Jesus Christ, when he said the kingdom is within you, the correct understanding, that is within you. It's within, do you know the Creator said that? Or actually, it was a footnote in the OAHSPE that I read. Let me see. Dave says, everything depends. Oh, I like that. Yeah, buddy, I like that. Everything. Oh, man, that was good right there. That's insight for your behind. That's right. Everything depends on intention. Are you intending to uplift mankind? Yeah, that's what puts an anointing on a word or not. Right there, what Dave said. Everything. See, that's where the OAHSPE help us. It helps us to know people's intention, no matter how they talk to us. It says Dave says everything depends on intention. Are you intending to uplift mankind? Or are you intending to use such knowledge to rule over your brothers and sisters? Man, that's a home run right there, brother. Boy, brother, that's a home run. Yes. See, that's what the whole world is afraid of. Remember when we read in the OAHSPE? The Creator said that faithless of old, or I think he was talking about faithless of old, they were getting duped by the deities. We were getting duped. And then we knew we were being duped. And then when we tried to run away, we fell into further darkness by a deity. Another right-sounding brother. You know? You got brethren like that in the world today. They sound good. You know what I mean? They know their deception doctrine. You don't know it very well. It sounds good to you. And then you don't find out till it's nearly too late that you've been duped. You don't find out until nearly it's all over with. You've been duped. You know, it could have been by somebody who need attention. You know, they can't do without your attention. They gotta have it. You know, what is it about being so vain? You know, what? Will somebody help me? Help me to understand that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like attention too. I would like to have it, but I don't think it's as strong in me as I'm not trying to make myself sound better, you know, but what is the great pull of that? You know, I mean, do we really need it so badly that we're willing to corrupt ourselves to get it? Is that the way it really is? I feel half human sometimes in this reality. Some things I just can't get it, man, you know, about people. I mean, I guess I'll never know, but to rule over, that's where we're stuck. We're stuck, man. That's why I wanted to share what the Creator said. If you just look inside you, he said that's where he lived. Just let him talk to you. Let him talk to you, you know, the Creator. See? Because men want to run to somebody else. They run to, see there? That's the system we under. False gods, they use proxies. They give them some knowledge. You run to them because we live in a reality where, remember, it ain't too many people because they don't pay a check at the end of the week. It ain't got no profit to it in people's eyes. Ain't no value in it. Ain't no value in talking about things that, you know, things you can't see, or, you know what I mean? That's where we live. That's why the OAHSPE say we got a foul smell on us. You know that? We won't go inside of your own self, man. And just as long as you're sincere, you're home free, brother. Hi, Jamia. Hey, sister. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I'm very, oh man, you know what? I'm already late for the reading. I was going to say, hey, if anybody want to come on real quick, or you want to, even now, if you want to share or say something, you can stop, even when I'm doing the reading, and you want to take, you want to go, you want to have a whole other different subject, but you just got to let me know that you come, that you're backstage, because the way I got the chat set up, I can't see if you're waiting to come on. So you have to let me know, and then I can bring you into the room. Anyway, time for the reading of the word. And the reading, the name of the video today is the Zarathustrian, the Zarathustrian, the Zarathustrian law. I've been doing a little video on the laws. We looked at the Imazdian, the OAHSPE law. Today, and then after that, we looked at the Ahuan law. And today we're going to look at the Zarathustrian law. Now, the difference, again, to recap, of the laws, the OAHSPE law is the creator saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do with man. This is what I'm going to do with him. I'm going to make him elevate. He's going to elevate, all right? I'm going to make man elevate in his spirituality. And then the Ahuan Mazdian law is that we're going to do it together. He's going to give us a instruction. He's going to give us like the Ormazdi, to where we're going to care for our brother. We're going to have an empathy for our brother. We're going to serve one another, basically. Now, that's the basics of the Ahuan Mazdian law. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I'm sure it's more comprehensive than that. I'm trying to give you the bare bones and the differences between these things. The differences. Matter of fact, it would help if I would share the tab. Let me see. Let me look in the chat and see if Dave beat me to it. I don't think he knew that I was switching pages, though. Okay, no, he didn't beat me to it. So I got him on that one, too. I meant to share this page I was talking about. He didn't realize it, so I beat him to that, because he would have said something. Let me see. All right. So time for the reading of the word. I'm late. Zarathustrian law. Zarathustrian law. So let me see how. Let me see if I can figure out how to make it bigger. I think you can see it, but I don't want to start dancing and mess up the whole video. I'm reading over here. I'll highlight it. Okay, so you see the three laws here? You can see the other videos. Now we're going to do the Zarathustrian law. Okay? So may the Creator bless the reading of his word. The Zarathustrian law. It says, God said, the following is the Zarathustrian law. The bestowal of words to mortals. The bestowal of words to mortals, illuminating the dominion of God and his lords. The dominion of God and his lords. The Zarathustrian law is the bestowal of words to mortals. So he's going to give words to people, and it's going to reflect the dominion of God and his Lord. So he's going to tell us through words to mortals of spiritual things. He says, the making of all good mortals, joint heirs and members of the same heavenly kingdoms, in which God and his lords and holy council in heaven devise and administer laws for the ultimate resurrection of all men. So it's the comprehensive salvation plan of the Creator, and it's broken down. He dissects it in the Zarathustrian law. In other words, he gets real specific, okay? He gets real specific. So let's read this. It says, God said, the following is the Zarathustrian law, the bestowal of words to mortals, illuminating the dominion of God and his lords, and making of all good mortals joint heirs and members of the same heavenly kingdoms, in which God and his lords and holy council in heaven devise and administer laws for the ultimate resurrection of all men. All men. It says, the revealed word of heaven to mortals. This is the Zarathustrian law. It says, the word was with God, and God became the word. This is the Zarathustrian law. For the word being established through Zarathustra. Now, Zarathustra, if I may digress for a second, is the inspiration for the New Testament, Jesus Christ. This is where the New Testament narrative for this is the person who inspired the narrative of Jesus Christ, Zarathustra. Okay, just to let anybody know, he was the source of the narrative of Jesus Christ. It says, for the word being established through Zarathustra became the life of God in flesh, being perpetual to the end of the world. It says, for though Zarathustra may be forgotten, and the words of his mouth not remembered on the whole earth, yet the Zarathustrian law, the word of light expressed through corporal physicality, became everlasting in the souls of mortals from that time forever and ever. Meaning the moral law, really, spiritual moral law, popularized by Jesus Christ of the New Testament. It says, for man to know and to desire to become one with the All-Highest. This is the Zarathustrian law. Nor does it matter through what name he strives, as long as he strives to know the will of God. So there's that goes along with something that I was saying earlier. It's really your sincerity that Creator is saying matters the most. Your sincerity is going to lead you home, brother. You cannot. I remember a girl telling me, she said, Jaquab, you'll never, well, I was Curtis back then. She said, Kurt, you'll never go wrong if you just keep leading with your heart. She said to keep leading with your heart. And then another girl said, don't lead. She's, I knew what one meant, but I knew what the other meant too. Matter of fact, it was my cousin that said, do not lead with your heart. And then it was a girlfriend that said, lead with your heart. And I understood where both of them were coming from. One was saying, if you don't want to get hurt, then never give out your real self right away. And then the other one was saying that if you show that you care, then you'll never lose. You see, the dichotomy of how life can be. I mean, they were both right. They were both right, man. I thought it was beautiful. Let me see. Y'all talking in the chat. Let me see. Okay. Jamia, you had a question on Urim and Thummim? Well, don't ask me. I don't know what it is. I think it was that which could be known that the Israelites use so that they can know what the will of I don't know whether to say the Father or God. I don't know whether to say the Father or God. Dave, you said that right. Let me see. You said I answered your question off the Urim and Thummim in the chat. That's a little video I found on it. Okay, so I know that was one of the ways that the 12 tribes, they used the Urim and the Thummim to discern what the will of what God, well, I'll say God, I don't know if it's Creator because I don't know who they were under, You see, Yahweh says, but your heart is deceitful above all things. Yeah, but I don't think that's always true, you know. I don't think it's always true because then the Creator wouldn't point to it as one of the ways that we can know His will. Because I don't think this, that coming out of the Bible, in Jeremiah, you have to take it with a grain of salt because the Creator is the only one. He can reform the heart. That's the problem that the world is in today. They cannot legislate the heart. They ain't under the OAHSPE law. The world is not under the OAHSPE law. They're not under Zarathustrian law. So their heart is certain. They're all about deception. They're all about deception in this world. Jimmy has said, yes, I wanted to know what they look like. Were these stones? Well, why don't we look together? Let's look together online. Let's see if we can get help online. Let's look at it together. The Urim and the Thummim. The Urim and the even a computer with a dirty mind. Urine and thumbnail. Urim. What was the URIM and the THUMMIN? Everything is answered now by artificial intelligence. Well, here's what it says. They were a priestly device in the Hebrew Bible used to obtain oracles and make decisions. The Urim and the Thummim were two stones that were kept in a pouch in the high priest's breastplate, which was attached to his ephod, an apron-like garment. The stones were engraved with the names of the 12 tribes of Israel and were used to inquire of Yahweh on behalf of the ruler of the community in early Israel, along with dreams of the prophets. So let's see what they look like. The Urim and the Thummim. The Urim and the Thummim. The Urim and the Thummim. And you know what, brethren? Amazing. I got to, were those the Zadok priests? I don't know. Let me ask the question. I'm trying to see if I can fight my body from wanting to do a nature call. I better not fight too long because I may be losing this one. Okay, Yapa says yes, but I was going to ask the computer. The Zadok priests, who were the Zadok priests? Who were the Zadok priests? The Zodiac priests, right? The ZADOK priests and the URIM and THUMMIN priests. Man, didn't. Zadok priests. The Zadok priests. Okay, now here's one wearing the ephod. Okay, let me do this first. Let's find out together who the Zadok priests were, so we can all learn together. Real quick, who were the ZADOK priests? Okay, The Zadok priest. Who is the Zadok priest? Zadok was a biblical figure who played a significant role in the history of ancient Israel. But who were the Zadok priests? Who were the sons of Zadok? Who was Zadok? We want the Zadok priest. Sons of Zadok. Let's see if Wikipedia will help us. It says the sons of Zadok are a family of priests descended from Zadok. Oh, okay, so let me see. 587 BC, from 10th century to 587 BC. Okay. The sons of Zadok are mentioned 4 times in the Hebrew Bible. They were part of the third temple prophecy. And they are a theme in Jewish and Christian interpretation. So, let me see. Hey, Jamia, you say, I'm reading y'all's chat. You say, let me see. Sounds like they were some type of technology from the Bible. Who were these stones? Let me see. Yes, I wanted to know what they look like. Oh, you want to know what the Zadok priests look like? I don't know if they were Israelites, they were Negroes, weren't they? Weren't they dark people, dark colored people? Are you asking, were they stones or people? It sounds like they were people because they were sons, the sons of Zadok. You want to come on, Jamia? You want to come on the channel and, click on the link, come in, and we can talk about it? The Urim. Why don't you click on the link? Because I can't, when you read the chat, it's hard for me to, you know what I mean, get the sense of the word or the sense of how you're asking the question. Let me give the stream the link. And if you want to come in, it'll probably be better. The Urim and the Thummim. Oh, okay. He already helped you out. Okay. All right. Good enough. So let me keep up with the reading then. If anybody wants to come in, that's the link is right there. So let's keep going with the Zarathustrian law. So it says, let me pick up where I left off. It says, for man to know of and to desire to become, I can't see the chat, so let me fix the screen so I can try to keep up with what's going on there. Okay. So it says, for man to know of and to desire to become one within the all highest. Matter of fact, I don't think I read this. Let me just go back up top. It says, God said, the following is the Zarathustrian law, the bestowal of words to mortals, illuminating the dominion of God and his lords, the making of all good mortals, joint heirs and members of the same heavenly kingdoms in which God and his lords and holy council in heaven devise and administer laws for the ultimate resurrection of all men. See, good news for all of us. Some of us get there before others, but all men are going to be elevated to ultimate resurrection. All men, all women, everybody. That's a law. That's the Zarathustrian law. It says the revealed word of heaven to mortals. This is the Zarathustrian law. The word was with God, and God became the word. This is the Zarathustrian law. It says, for the Lord being established through Zarathustra became the life of God in flesh, and being perpetual to the end of the world. It says, for through Zarathustra, though Zarathustra may be forgotten, and the words of his mouth not remembered on the whole earth, yet the Zarathustrian law, the word of life, expressed through corporal physicality, became everlasting in the souls of mortals. And from that time forward, for forever and forever. This means that we each and all have access to the word of life within our souls. If we would take advantage of it, and it calls us along the path of light, ever drawing closer toward the all light. That reminds me of that footnote that I read the other day. I loved it. Man, I can't see how I didn't post it in the room, where it was basically telling us of our DNA. Faith is, brethren, how you somehow hear this word. And I know that all religions would say it, but the OAHSPE, it exposes truth from light. It exposes truth from light. And the big thing is deity worship, deity idolatry. When we know where they came from, then we know that it sheds the light gets shined on deception. When we know the origins of these religions and the teachings of them, and when it points to man and when it points to false gods, then it don't point to the creator. We know right off the bat there's a problem. We got some sort of problem here. And the creator, he says that to protect against deception, even though at one point we were deceived, some of us weren't deceived. We wouldn't subscribe to any faith or religion because we didn't feel it. And the creator said to protect from that, he put something in us. Man, it's killing me that I can't remember where that was at. I can't remember. I can't believe I clicked off on that. I want to show you that footnote, man. I want to show it to you. It is so encouraging where the creator see, because you read the OAHSPE, he tell you how he made us. I remember saying a long time ago, in sports, they have something called a scouting report. They'll send a scout to go and look at somebody, maybe an important player on another team. Then what that scout does is he sizes them up. He lists the advantages and disadvantages, his strengths and his weakness. He writes it down in a book and he hands it to the team he worked for so they can develop a strategy on how to neutralize him. Same way in the spiritual, we are made up a certain type of way. And we want to know about, we want to read our scouting report. And the creator, he lets you do that. One of the ways is the zodiac. The zodiac tell you what you're like. It tell you your proclivities. It tell you your inclinations. But there's a spiritual DNA that you brethren are interested in. You want to know where you're going to wind up. You want to know what path you're on. You want to know how the creator feel about you. You want to know about your abilities, spiritual abilities. We want to know things like that. That's really what the whole world want to know. It's just some brethren have more of a passion in them than others. That's where you faith to step in. We got an unfair advantage, man, because we see value in something the whole world don't. It says, for man to know of and to desire to become one with the all highest, this is the Zarathustrian law. Nor does it matter through what name he strives. Now, we could have a problem there. I might have because I like to subscribe to the names we've been given. You know what I mean? Jehovah, Eoe, all present, creator. You know what I mean? I wouldn't argue too much about what he says here, nor does it matter through what name he strives. As long as he strives to know the will of God. I wouldn't subscribe to that 100%, but I wouldn't argue too much about it. You know what I mean? So let's read some more. Read some more real quick. Now it's going to bring us to the chapter Divinity, which is going to bring us to the breakdown, the Zarathustrian breakdown. It's a long read, so I may not even be able to get to it. Probably be better for me to go right to it. The Zarathustrian law, because it's a long read. And I don't think I'll be able to get through to it. So let me, okay, now let me see. It's going to take me to the Book of Divinity. It's going to take me to the Book of Divinity. So more likely I'm going to have to bring that up. So, okay. So let's go to the Book of Divinity real quick. And I want to get to that part where it tells you the Zarathustra, this is like the breakdown of the Zarathustrian. The OAHSPE Bible, PDF. So let's go to the Zarathustra. Let's go to the Book of Divinity so that we can look at the Zarathustrian law. Breakdown of the Zarathustrian law. Book of Divinity. Let's make it bigger. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to read okay, here we go. Now, the following is Zarathustra law. Okay, so we read that already. I want to go down to the part where it's like the commandments, basically. It's like the commandments. And I might have skipped it. I might have missed the part where. Now, here's a footnote. I don't think this is the one I was looking for, but let me read this real quick. I like footnotes and anything in the OAHSPE that tells you about you. It's really talking to you. It says this means we all have access to the word of light within our souls if we would take advantage of it, and it calls us along the path of light, and we're drawing closer to the all light. That's not what I read the other day that I wanted to show you, but that does kind of go along with it. Now, I may not even be in the right book for the part where Zarathustrian, he gives the breakdown. I had it and I clicked off of it. And now I'm trying to find it, and I may be. And I might be sunk. because I can't. Now, it's talking about the divan law. I can go into that another time, but I may be slumped because I didn't. Clicked off of the breakdown that he gives. That really is the inspiration for the New Testament. So let me try this. Let me try the word study, the word search. Do the word search and see if I can find it that way. If not, then I'm gonna just have to pick it up another time. Accidentally clicked off of it on the beginning. I might not get it this time either. It's 300. It's almost 400 times that it's listed. Oh, it would be in Frag Patty, yeah. I think it would be in Frag Patty. And you know what? I'm going to be defeated by my body because I have to do a nature break. So, brethren, I got to take a few minutes here. I hope you can hang with me, but if not, it's okay. Got to do a nature break. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm looking for the part in the OAHSPE where Zarathustra, the laws that he gave that were really inspiration for the commandments. And I may be closing in on it. This might be it right here. Let's see. He was all around. He put forth and began beginnings. I don't think that's it. Okay, well, shoot. I can't spend all video trying to go. This is about time to close it anyway. So let me give it one good college try. And then if not, let me just go ahead and okay, I'm sunk. I blew it. I clicked off of it. And now I can't find it. Where he basically gives, oh, Dave, I didn't see, I wasn't looking at the chat. Let me see. You said chapter 21, verse 11 and 7. Thanks, Dave. So it's back up here in chapter 11. All right. Thanks, brother. Chapter 11, starting in verse 7. So here, yeah, there it is. Yeah, thanks, brother. Wait a minute. I'm there and oh, okay, wait a minute. This is OAHSPE. Actually, this is not what I'm looking for. Let me see, OAHSPE. I mean, it is a breakdown. It's not what I was looking for though, but this is good. It's good. It's not what I was looking for. But it's a good read. I should just go and read it. OAHSPE, is the creator, created sustenance for the living and the dead, Hayoma. Then he created the boon of rest for the weary. Haraquati. After that, he created sweet-smelling, rich-growing pastures. In OAHSPE, he created combination unity, which is strength. Okay, chakra. Then power to receive knowledge, Hayden, and Amasi. Okay, this ain't what I was looking for, Dave. Thank you for helping me, though. Now here it says that Amasi spoke to Zarathustra, the all pure, saying, to attain Ranha, how to attain to Ranha. This then is the holy Mahasian law. I mean, the Zarathustrian law, it ain't going to contradict the Ormazdian law, but I was looking for a part of the OAHSPE where Zarathustra, he lays down the laws. Now, I don't know. Let me just read it because it's not going to contradict the Zarathustrian. It says, Ormazdi shall be king, and you shall acknowledge no other. He shall be your all highest love forever, and love above all other loves. I don't even know if I've even read this before. He said, you shall disown all other rulers, kings, queens, lords, and gods. You shall not bow down in reverence except to Ormazdi, your creator. You shall not covenant yourself to you shall covenant yourself to your creator every day. Yeah, this is good. I like this. Thanks a lot, Dave. You shall keep holy the 4 moon days, for they are the change of watch of the gods and angels over man. And that's another thing I'm start doing. The moon days, featuring it, sharing the high moon days. I don't know how you acknowledge them. I think, what do you do? Does somebody know? You want to come on and tell me? How do you acknowledge the moon days, the changes of watch of the angels? How do y'all do that? Come on and share it. I'm about at the end of the video, so I'd like to hear it. I don't know anything more than to just give thanks and prayer, acknowledge the change of watch of angels, and to pray, whatever comes to mind. You shall not kill what your creator created alive. How about that? You shall love your father next to your creator and obey his voice, and honor your mother, because she brought you forth by the will of your creator. How do you like that? Yeah, this is very, the account that I was looking for, who knows, this might even be it. Zarathustrian Law. It says, you shall not allow your desires to lead you after a woman. Nope, I've never read this. Wow. Check this one out. I've never seen that one. I've never seen that one. Does somebody want to comment on that? I wish somebody would come in and comment on this. What does it say? There's a footnote. Check it out. What does the footnote say? Man, that's a whole video right there. How do you do that? How do you prevent your desires? It says, was there a parallel rule for women regarding her desires? That's another interesting question. Wow, how in the world do you do that? You shall not allow your desires to lead you after a woman. Does somebody want to comment on that? I never read that before. Wow, that is really something else. Yeah, you're right, Dave. It's basically the 10 Commandments from the Bible, but not this. I mean, well, it says something like, thou shalt not covet. 10 Commandments. How do you like that? Man, I like that, man. That's a hard one right there. You shall not allow your desires to lead you after a woman. Good grief, man. How can a man do that? I mean, yeah, I know, the creator. Oh, look what Jamia said. Gender roles, maybe. Wow. Look at this. It could refer to gender roles. This is really, I think this is amazing, man. Does that mean you're not supposed to like a woman? Listen to this, man. You shall not allow your desires to lead you after a woman. My goodness, man. That is real. Oh, man, that is something else, man. I like that, Jamia. She said it could be talking about transgenderism. But then I guess that would go both ways. Let me see. Dave says talking about lust. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Who doesn't lust? What man doesn't lust after a woman? Show me one. You know what I mean? When Jesus said looking at a woman is like sleeping with her, I know. What man doesn't do that? Show me one. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's a nice, what's the word for when you set something as a goal, a way to be like? You know what I mean? I mean, in this nation, women, they only dress, you know, they're half naked, it seems, nearly. You know what I mean? Jamil, oh, she was referring to the footnote, not necessarily the verse, okay, about transgenderism. Was there a parallel rule for women regarding her desires? Well, I think that what it's saying here, when he talks about men not desiring a woman, is talking about both ways. I think it's talking that for both. How do we stop lusting after one another? Is what I'm saying. I mean, in your heart. That is really interesting. Jamia says, why are they half naked? Oh, this one's going to get me. Now I'm in trouble now. You know what? If there's an interesting disconnect I find between women and men on this subject, I don't open up a can of worms now. I'll open up a can of worms now. Dave, you better help me, man. You know? Matter of fact, I might not even go into it. Let me just apologize for saying that, because I don't know if I want to go into that. I'm debating it in my mind. I don't want to. You can, Jamia, if you want. If you want to come on, you want to, you know. I mean, I could share, you know, but I just don't feel like being misunderstood. You're going into the biology of the man. You know what I mean? You're going into his biology. It's something where we can't understand each other. You know, in the book of Apollo, it says there was a time where a man, he did not even consider the shapeliness of a woman. He didn't even care. Now, I'll be honest, I prefer those times, you know, where you don't care what she looked like. And there are people in the world, they don't care what their mate looks like, because it's the inward part that they're attracted to the most. Like they almost can't see the outside. But try to find a man wedded to a overly large, you know what I mean, an out of shape, you know what I mean? I don't have to make my point, do I? You know what I'm talking about. You got to have some sort of attractability to attract one another. Matter of fact, I feel I'm going down that path. I ain't going to do it unless you force me. You get on and talk to me, I'll talk to you about it. Anybody who wants to talk about it. You shall not take that which is another's. You shall not be vain, for nothing is yours. How do you like this stuff, man? You shall not speak untruth. Oh, listen, you shall not talk a while behind his back, for a mouth hears you. And the angels go and tell your neighbors what you have said. See, that happened to me the other day. When Mike came on, Dave, I was talking about him and he came on. I'm glad he did. Sometimes I talk like that to try to force brethren to come out. And it worked, really. And he came on, and we might have connected with the brother. On top of all that, we might have made a connection with him. But still, you see what the Creator's saying, you know. Your virtue, your integrity, man, you know. Hey, Jamia, something comes to my mind. something comes to my mind. I'm going to share with you women something, okay? You sisters. Now, I'm going to share something, and this is, I don't know how to describe it. Now, this is something I read about, all right? And it's going to speak to what I didn't want to say. Okay? Now, bear with me. Now, I don't have to tell you this, all right? Because you already know. Now, I'm going to speak on something biologically that was, that from what I read, what I learned, it happened, okay? Now, I'm not trying to be vulgar. So don't, you know what I mean? Don't think that way. But I'm going to tell you something. I read where the Germans, where they would take captives. You know what I mean? You see where I'm going? They would take captives in war, and they would get them to shoot themselves. You know how they did it? They would get, you know what I mean? An attractive woman, all right? They would tie, you know, some string to a gun, all right? Do I need to go any further? And they would tie the other end, okay, to his privates and bring her in. And if he got excited, do you know that gun would go off? And they did that. Asaph says in the Nag Hammadi, the woman was to attain soon Hud, becoming a son. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Asaph. But I mentioned that story to show you there is a biological element when you talk about, you know what I mean? Not that you sisters don't know. But even at the cost of those prisoners' lives, they couldn't help themselves because men are visual creatures. You see, that's our burden. And they're attracted by the sight of their eyes, and women know that. That's why they feature themselves the way they do in this reality. You see what I mean? That's why even the Bible, it talks about the way a sister should dress. So that's why, you know, even though we all knew the Creator's mind, that's where women's liberation, it really did a lot of damage to this nation, even to this day. And sometimes men rape women. Now, I know a woman will say, well, he should learn to control himself. I just gave you a study where men used to kill themselves. And it wasn't a study. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. See, I'm getting in trouble, man. I ain't going to talk about it. I'm not going down that road. I don't want any division on the subject. We should all do a lot of things that we're guilty of, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? All of us are guilty of not controlling ourselves to one degree or another. See, which is kind of good because it makes us all guilty before the Creator so that nobody can really look at some point to somebody else without pointing back at ourselves first. So let me just end that right there. Let me see. Jamia says, I just said it. A man must control. What did you just say? A man must control his lust? I agree with you. But how's he going to do it? How does he do that? It's easy to say it, but how does he do it? Tell me how he does it. Show me one. I want to see some brother tell me that he has his lust under control. That's what I love to see. I'm not saying that there are none in the whole world. You got to know what I'm saying. Let me, it's time to close the video anyway. You said, you shall not be idle or lazy, or your flesh become weak and bear down your soul. You shall not envy, nor harbor hatred against any man, woman, or child. You shall not reprove any man or woman for their evil, for they are the creators. You shall reprove your own child and teach him the right way. You shall not lie with your wife during pregnancy. You shall not marry any of your kin, except beyond the 5th generation. You shall not take a wife or a woman of unclean habits. You shall not commit self-habit. You shall not commit the self-habit. You shall not desire of your neighbor and more than you would give. You shall fast one day of the 4th moon. Listen to this. I have not seen this before. Anyway, I'm going to end the video right there. It says, and if, you know, I got to talk. I got to bring this up again. I mean, you know, you read this, I say to myself, man, I've always felt like I never measure up. I always feel that way. I mean, I'm just being honest. So you brother can read this. I certainly got to bring this one up. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have no division towards anybody. It may sound like that, but we got problems, man. You know, here are the commandments, and then you look at we are all guilty, you know. And I know how easy it is for male and female to divide over sexuality. It's still in this world a division, really, where male and female, they quickly divide, you know. Let me see. There is no division, nightclub. ACNet says that interesting. Somewhere in OAHSPE says man must attain the state of a woman. You know what? I remember something like that too. I remember something like that. I can't specifically remember. I remember something like that. Do you have the verse for that, Jamia? You want to share it? What are Satan females? Well, we all are Satan. Everybody's Satan. That's what the OAHSPE says. We listen to Satan, the self, when we give in to any evil vibration. Man, you read stuff like this, and this is some serious stuff right here, because you can't show me one person who's guiltless of this stuff. You cannot show me one. They are lying if they say that they're 100%. Man, what is the answer? Anybody want to speak on these things? Click on the link, because we're going to end the program on a down note. Man, that was hard to read. I believe that's the word of the Creator right there. That's the word of the Creator, man. He sets a high standard. OAHSPE created the substance of the living and the dead. Then he entered the boom, blessing, benefit. After he created sweet-smelling, rich-growing pastures, metals, herba. Man, you know, these commandments are, boy, that's some heavy stuff, man. That was some heavy stuff. Okay, you don't have the verse? All right, well, I'm going to try to find that, because I do remember something like that. If anybody remembers, knows what she's talking about. All right, well, that's it, man. I'm kind of down on reading that stuff. Not like I didn't know it before, but I've never read that. You know, I mean, to see when you don't measure up, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but let me give the link one more time. I'm going to give it like a couple of minutes to see if anybody wants to come in and comment. If not, then just go ahead and in the verse. There won't be any. I don't on the weekends do any videos anymore. But Monday or Saturday, Sunday, I don't do videos anymore. I have a new schedule. I like to try to join a Bible talk that they have every Wednesday. And if anyone has any ideas for the moon worship, like the changes of the moon, I think it's getting close to the half moon. I forget what the name of it is. But what you do on to acknowledge the changes of the moon. So I'm gonna give it like another minute to see if someone wants to come in. Anyone want to come in, and we can talk about anything that we have talked about or anything that we have read. The Zarathustrian law is like a breakdown of the OAHSPE law and the OAHSPE law. It's like any book. There's a title, there's chapters, there's the sub-chapters. That part that Dave gave, I never read that before. I'm kind of surprised. You say, Dave says the book of Fragapati and the diving laws are quite extensive and take time to read through. Yeah, I'm glad you turned me on to that. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. The OAHSPE, it seems like every time I open it, I've read what I'm reading before, but it's exciting to see stuff like, that was like a blow. Who can measure up to those things? Who can measure up to what we read? Where is the person? See, that's one thing I hear. Where is the righteous person? Where is the 100% holy person? Where is he? Does somebody know where he is? So I can get him on the program. Who can testify that they are free of guilt of them laws that we just read? Where is that man or woman? What is the Bible class you're in? Asana says. Here's the information right here. Let me show you the information. It's every Wednesday. Right here. So I'll scroll it slowly, ASNAF, and then you can get the information. It's got all the information right here. So there's a PhD that leads the study, and sometimes they have like the classes, and then they have something called a healing basket every so often. And they usually pick a scripture, they read it, and then they have a little discussion on it. Anyone is welcome to call in and join. They have pretty good participation too, which I'm jealous of. But it's one of many studies. That's going to happen as we go on. I'm sure of that. Sure of that. So that's it. That's the information right there. Every Wednesday. So, of course, I don't have any videos on Wednesday because I like to try to go there. I'm not looking at the chat, so I don't know what's going on. Man, that was a hard read. That was a hard read right there. So that's that. That's the information for the study, Asenath, every Wednesday. So let's see if anyone. I'm reading. Let me see. What Bible class are you in? You have to find Yesu. Yes, Jamia. Yesu so far as what? You have to find Yesu for what? Let me see what you posted above. You said I don't have. Oh, okay. The verse. It's a verse. Let me see. I don't have the verse. Okay. Where something about women. Something about women. You know, one thing that the Bible said is that there's neither male nor female in the kingdom of God. And I think that means that there is no division because, like, at least in America, America is famous for being dividing men. Men and women are divided, and it's mainly around gender. And at least in this country, when we both ain't got nothing to say, really, which is one good thing about the commandments. In the end, can't neither of us say anything. All of us might as well just be quiet and pray for mercy and grace, really. This reality is one thing that this reality is good at is creating division. And the OAHSPE we've gotten to such a point where we need help, man. We need a lot of help. So anyway, if nobody wants to come on, have a discussion, then I'm going to go ahead and close the video. And thank you for joining me. I want to give thanks to my Heavenly Father, Earthly Mother, for this opportunity to try to be a light while I'm in this reality. And see you tomorrow, hopefully, Creator willing. And until then, peace be unto you. Shalom.